Hey guys, doing a little demonstration for Ransom Shield, and today I'm going to go ahead and concentrate on VHD backups. So by default, normally most people do mirror backups, which will basically wipe out the backup drive and mirror the contents of the internal source drive to the backup drive. But with VHD backups, we end up backing up into a single bootable file called a VHD, or a virtual hard drive. And so I've gone ahead and installed Ransom Shield, and this is the backup monitor here. And this is where we can edit our backup jobs, start backups, configure them. And I've already performed a couple of full system backups. And so as you see on the backup drive, which is drive D, there's two files here which are VHDs, and they're both about 240 gigabytes, and those are both full system backups of the entire system. So if we go ahead and run our restore program, you can actually see that my one backup job is here, and if I expand it I can see my VHDs. Now you'll notice the first one has a star, and that designates that that VHD is the bootable VHD. So if we were to reboot the system and select to boot from the backup drive, this is the VHD that we'd actually boot from and boot the system to. Now I can change the bootable VHD to this one, and all I have to do there is open the VHD, which will actually mount the VHD. And if I expand, you can see all the drives that are contained in that virtual hard drive. We can go ahead and bring up Disk Manager here, and you'll see the mounted VHD, and it is a clone of the internal system drive. Now at that point, I can choose to create boot menu here, and when that process completes, you'll notice that the star is now on the second VHD. So now this becomes the bootable VHD if we ever want to boot from the backup drive. Now this restore program, in addition to making this VHD bootable, you can also open and close the VHDs, you can delete them, and you can also perform restores. So if you open the VHD, you'll see all the folders and files, and then you can perform a restore to any of the drives that are listed over here, including a network drive. So at this point, let's go ahead and close, and actually let's go ahead and get that VHD unmounted, because the next thing I want to do is go ahead and perform a backup. And why don't we go ahead and delete this VHD. Go ahead and close. And now if we bring our File Explorer back, you'll see there's only one VHD here. So the next thing I want to do is let's go ahead and turn ransomware protection on. So you can see down here on the bottom of backup monitor, it says that ransomware protection is currently not on, and we can see the drive. So if we go ahead and click this button, ransomware protection will get enabled, and the backup drive is now gone. So at this point, if malware attacked, it wouldn't see the backup drive, and it couldn't attack and render problems on the backup drive. So at this point, let's go ahead and schedule another system backup to our host. So with that, we can go ahead and click Add or Edit Backup Jobs, and I want to edit my job. And you can see whenever you edit your job, it automatically mounts the host drive again. And we're going to go ahead and keep the defaults. I could turn the defaults off and make the VHD smaller here. And if we did that, the software would then allow us to exclude data to make it all fit in the smaller VHD. but I'm going to go ahead and keep the defaults. I want to keep ransomware protection enabled. I can turn safe mode booting on if I wanted to. That would boot into safe mode the first time we boot the backup drive. And then here, this controls whether there's a boot menu when we restart, which makes it easy to boot from the backup drive. And up top here, I'm going to go ahead and turn a schedule on. And what I want to do here is let's make the schedule go off in a couple minutes here. So let's set it for 10:34. Create schedule. This screen shows us how much space is on the host drive, and it's also here that we can say that we want to remove the oldest VHD if there isn't enough space on the backup drive. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and close my restore program. And so now we have a VHD scheduled backup that should trigger at 10:34. You'll also see that as soon as I was done editing the backup job, that we automatically removed access to the backup job again. So at all times, the backup job or the backup drive should be inaccessible unless there's a backup in progress or we're editing a backup job. And let's go ahead and take a look at our system drives here. You can see also there are no drive letters assigned to the backup job. So again, if malware strikes, it doesn't have access to the backup drive. And while we're waiting, we can also see our backup history. So these are all the backups that I previously ran. And we've got a couple more seconds here. And let's go ahead and watch what happens when our backup triggers. So the first thing you'll notice when the backup triggers is ransomware protection is turned off. And the next thing we're going to do is create the VHD. So this is our new backup. Next thing you'll notice is that we partition that VHD to match the internal drive. And actually, the backup program is running minimized here, so if we can go ahead and bring it up and just sort of watch what's happening. And at this point, we start to format all the drives. So this will continue to format the drives, and it'll start the full system backup process. When it's finished, it will unmount the VHD and turn ransomware protection back on, which will hide the drive. And at that point, we could reboot and start from that VHD. So that's about it, and I'll be making some more videos here, so thanks for watching.